there. Man, that's a huge spike. Hey, welcome back. I didn't tell you that David was supposed to be here, and then at the last minute, his dad has to have surgery. He bailed like literally hours before we had to come. So I thought we had. But, yeah, it does. But it probably will be a little bit easier to get. It would have been hard to get 3 people in here anyway. Yeah, but he was planning. He was planning to come.
Well, hopefully his dad gets to be okay after.
I hope so. Hey, we're here with Matthew Ninja Gasca. Where'd Ninja come from?
Honestly, dude, I just made up an Instagram, and I like forever fought making an Instagram because I thought it was like for the cool kids or whatever. In the middle of the night, I made one up, and I couldn't think up of a name, so I just paid myself Ninja, and it stuck. People started calling me that, so kind of like that taboo. You don't give yourself a nickname. I kind of did.
You just made your own. Well,
it worked. Yeah.
So Matt's the reason that we're here this weekend. Actually, we met in Nashville briefly, and you've followed the show. You've watched the show some, and this was the first annual. What was your involvement in trying to get this thing set up? Were you just kind of helping out?
Not really. Yeah, my boy Shaquem, he's the one putting it on.
Right.
We're just friends, just business acquaintances, And I work in the neighboring town. And
what town are you in?
Decatur. Yeah, and he just told me he was putting it on, and he had mentioned it, and it took a few months. And when he said it was on, I was like, okay, man, I'll do whatever I can to help, because we're lucky to do this, dude. I love this, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I told you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I did whatever I could to help.
Yeah. Well, it seems like it went. I mean, you filled the space real well. It seems like it's a lot of people that kind of know each other too. Is it a lot of the artists are pretty tight?
It's people that Shaquem has met through his travels, and a few people that I've met through my travels, and we were just able to make some phone calls, and that's pretty much it. Just calling favors.
Yeah, seems great. And I think the good thing, we were just talking about that Nashville convention we did and how they kind of struggled. Just being in a huge town like Nashville or the Austin convention we just did. There's any given weekend, there's like 100 things going on that people that live there can go and do. And you get into a town like Huntsville, it's a little bit smaller, and you do a first annual tattoo convention. It looks like even on the first day, it's a pretty nice crowd. It's like not as much competition with other stuff going on in the town. It's probably a good place to have it.
Yeah, it is, and I believe for the time being, it's the only one in Alabama.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe there was one down south, but I believe it no longer fits on the show. So this one will be the only one. Hopefully, Lord willing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It'll be the only one.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, it should probably grow pretty quickly, you would think. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot. Like I said, normally in our experience doing these, Fridays are a little bit slow. I mean, people were rolling through the door right off the bat today.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's talk about tattoos instead of conventions. Then.
All right.
So you've been tattooing. Remind me how long?
4 years.
4 years. All right. And you're doing a good bit of black and gray. A lot of realism. Today you did a little more Japanese, stylized, not just Japanese, but kind of a hybrid mask. And I thought the little Hanya mask looked really nice, and I always forget flower names, but
peony.
Peony, it looked really nice. What do you favor right now? Do you like black and gray work? Do you feel more comfortable with it? Or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love black and gray, man, especially after learning some stuff, being able to take some seminars. Actually, at Ink and Iron, that Nico seminar, and he shared his techniques for black and gray, and I just took it and ran with it, and it really helped me get closer to where I would like to be. But at the same time, I want to do color, man, because color, they're beautiful, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to learn that.
What did you get? What's the biggest thing that you took from Nico? Did you have any aha moments from his seminar that completely changed your approach? Were there any one or two things?
Artistic license, yes. Because like he just said, it was that actually I said when he said it, because he was talking. He shared a picture, his reference picture, and he shared his tattoo, and like we don't never see the reference,
right?
But he actually showed it to us, and we saw how much he actually took the license to bump up contrast on his own, or leave things out, or put, exaggerate a few things. And I was like, man, it doesn't really look. It's the picture, but he
made it his own.
He made it his own, and just knowing that gave me the freedom, because I mean, I like realism. I love realism. But seeing that you don't have to be the slave to the picture, the tattoo is more important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was just like.
Yeah, I think that's something that's pushed a lot in portrait painting or in figure painting, because when you're looking at life, you see there's so much information that you're trying to like decipher it and decide what you need to represent on canvas or whatever, and so you're almost from early on people will tell you like, look, you have to decipher that information and put and like establish a hierarchy and decide what's important in that portrait. But in tattooing, a lot of times when you're looking at a photograph, you want to mimic that photograph just perfectly, and it's and guys like Nico, when you can look at his work and you know it just like that, it's because he takes that artistic license and knows exactly what's important to him and how to translate it.
Exactly.
I bet that's a huge thing. I haven't. It's funny. I went to. His is the only seminar that I missed. I did the Portland tattoo conference where just all those guys did talks, and I
saw that.
Yeah, and I missed his. I drank too much the night before, and I showed up, but I felt so bad that I left. So his is the only one I missed, and I hated it. I really wanted, because he's such a genuine guy, and he seems like, I heard the first 10 minutes of it, but I felt terrible. Anyways, so that so you feel more comfortable with black and gray at this point?
Yeah, I feel more comfortable, and like I said though, it's something about black and gray, man. To me, it seems like if you could, because with color you could easily capture like heat, you could easily capture like a light source, a cool, warm, with all that. You know what I'm saying? The color gives you a little bit more information than with black and gray. But if you could, it seems like if you could capture heat in a monochrome thing, like if you could give the essence of heat or the essence of light, it's like with one color, it's like you did a good job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm chasing that, although I fail miserably every time. But the fact that it's just like, man, it just seems like classic time. Like that's what Timothy Moore, when I spoke to him, said it seems classic, and I can't see no better way to put it, man. So it's not an original phrase, but that's what he told me, and that's what it seems like. I do like it, but like I said, man, color, why stop there?
Right.
You know, why just stop at black and gray?
So from a technical standpoint, are you less comfortable with color? Or you don't feel as good about packing solid color in, or about making color choices?
Color choices.
Okay.
Color choice. Yeah, man. It seems like I want to use every damn color I got.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about that a little while ago. Yeah. We talked a little bit about maybe trying to limit your palette some. I think I guess there's no right or wrong, because I see great artists that put out. Well, we just it was Aaron Springs, right? Just a few weeks ago, we were asking him about his color choices. He was like, "Oh, I just put out 70 colors, and I just like make shit up as I go." Right. But he's got a special eye or something. I don't know. I don't know if he was just screwing with us or what. But he acts like he didn't know what he was doing. But he has to have a really nice color plan. Either that, or he's just got a crazy gift. But some people can put out 60 colors. But then we podcast with someone like Nick Baxter, and he was like, man, I wouldn't know what to do with all that stuff. Like, why do you have 4 reds? Like, all reds look red, right? Like, and so I guess it's just whatever you whatever you get used to and whatever works for you. What would you say right now, from like a technical standpoint, do you struggle with the most? Where do you still, at 4 years, where do you think, like, every time you finish a tattoo or whatever, is there something that you go like, man, if I could just get better at?
Yeah, man. I think for one of the things that I really do not like about my tattoos is that to me they seem kind of stiff. I would like my designs to be a little more movement or flowy, or at least tie in better. Sometimes they look too juxtaposed. Like my elements, like they just look too forced together. That they seem to not naturally fit. And I mean, I've tried to do this and that, and I think
still end up with it. Yeah. So do you think it's more drawing to the body, or just the elements within the tattoo that you have a hard time like?
If I knew, I probably
you probably fix it.
Yeah. So and I think it's kind of I struggle with, like, I get to talk to a lot of guys, but as tattooers, man, we rarely pick up the phone. We rarely even return text. We even have that issue. But I like I work by myself in a private studio back home and stuff, and I don't have nobody to bounce ideas off of, so I sit there. The struggle's a little bit longer for me, And I'm not feeling sorry for nothing, man, for myself, or nothing. But it's just, it gets frustrating, man. Like, damn, man, like, how the hell do I get there? So, you know what I'm saying?
What made the decision to work on your own?
Actually, I was working in New Orleans, and I was coming back. I had already worked in Decatur, and the opportunity just presented itself, man. It was a great location, great price. And I mean, I felt ready. I actually had met a dude I look up to, A.B. Alvarez. You ever heard of A.B. Alvarez, black and gray specialist out of California?
I don't know if I know him.
Yeah, I met him at the Longview convention in Texas, and the dude spent the whole weekend just talking to me, man. And he just gave me so much insight that it gave me confidence to just go ahead take that leap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it, man.
So overall, do you think it was a good move, or would you like to tattoo with other artists?
I would like to be around other artists. Like I think I've made the plan that when I find someone willing to take me in, someone that I can learn from, and they're willing to take me in. I mean, I can learn from everybody, but if they're willing to take me in, I'll jump on that opportunity.
Yeah. I think there's there's a lot of value to learning from a lot of different people, but then having one mentor that you can come back to over and over. Because the funny thing about this business is that everyone has a different approach.
Yep.
And so you end up getting all this conflict. And one thing that I've noticed since we've been doing this show is people will grab on to some little phrase, something you say in passing. When David and I are having a conversation about something, and it'll register with someone that's listening, and they'll bring it up 40 episodes in later. They're like, well, I remember you said this, and I've been thinking this ever since. And I realized at that point, like, wow, people really, they'll grasp for whatever. And if you're grasping for whatever from 40 artists, you're probably in trouble. You might need to grasp from the same artist over and over. And so there's probably something to that. I think it's probably a hybrid of learning from having a mentor and having a lot of other input that you can kind of use supplementary or whatever. Probably makes the most sense. So we talked about what you think you struggle with the most. What do you think you've done? What's your strongest points as a tattooer right now?
The tattoo itself.
Whether it's drawing.
I think I'm a great guy, man.
I think you're a great guy.
Yeah, I think I'm a great. I like talking to people, man. I like making the client feel special. I mean, the way I was told was if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Sure.
So we gotta give them the respect that's due. You know what I'm saying? Like, treat them right, don't mistreat them. Respect every client, treat them all the same.
Yeah.
So that's really what I think. I keep that. So that's pretty much it, man.
And I think more than anything, that's where you build dedicated, lifelong clientele. I mean, a lot of people most people are nervous coming in to get tattoos anyways, and when you can put people at ease, when you have bedside manner, they remember that even more. They'll love the tattoo regardless because of the experience, I think, a lot of times. And so many tattooers, especially younger tattooers, I notice, you go through these conventions, they're all wearing headphones, and they're buried, and they have no idea what their client's feeling. I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing headphones. A lot of people do it, but when it disconnects you from your client, I think a lot of times artists don't realize that they're alienating people. They're like, they don't know, they have to go to the bathroom, or they're uncomfortable for whatever reason, and they don't feel like they can tap you and tell you. And that's a problem.
It is, man. I know when I first started, like two convention or two, it was the same thing. I was nervous, so I did that. But then I didn't feel comfortable because I couldn't hear the machines.
Right.
So I stopped, and the noise, there's something about the environment. Take it in, dude. There's an energy, man.
Yeah.
Just suck that in, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I know, we've talked about before, a lot of times artists are kind of introverted anyways, and we put ourselves up against somebody and like have to share space with them, and sometimes people are just uncomfortable and they have to separate themselves maybe and wear headphones or disconnect, but I think you're on the right track, like putting the client first and making sure that they're comfortable, and if they want to talk, if they don't, be quiet. It's pretty easy. What are you doing more working in a private studio? How are you booking appointments mostly?
Social media and word of mouth. It's just my second year. Just starting my second year of business. But just via PayPal if it's like something from long distance. Yeah. Cash deposit, nothing unless you get a deposit. But yeah.
Are you able to stay pretty steady just through social media and stuff like that?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. Like it's not like every day, but I could do 3 or 4 a week. But put everything into those 3 or 4 a week, and then I'll get more. Like at the end of the day, I feel more satisfied. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you trying to do just one kind of big appointment a day, or doing one a day, or is
I would like to do as many a day as possible, like every day, because that consistency. Like I've noticed when I've done guest spots and stuff, like when you get consistent, it's like you get sharp. You go a little bit without. Like if you do a whole bunch of black and gray tattoos, you're not doing line work. Then you come to do something with line work, it's like
Yeah.
So,
I think that's something that never goes away. Well, anytime I have to start the week with something that's just real tedious and line-based or geometric or anything like that, even after 20 years of tattooing, I'm like, shit, I don't want to start the week with this, man.
Right.
I'm not warmed up to that just yet. I don't think it ever goes away. You kind of have to keep doing it. I find myself in that boat a lot too. What about working in Alabama? What do you want to stay around here? You like it pretty well?
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, I had the opportunity to work. Like I was working in New Orleans, and I had the opportunity to work in other places, other states and stuff. But Alabama has there's good people all over this country, man. Alabama seems to have like a well concentration. Like these people introduced me to a new way of life, man. So I feel I owe it to them to do the best of my ability to tattooing and give that back to them, you know?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it, man. Like I would like to stay in the area.
Yeah. All right. We've talked. So I asked you what you struggle with, and that's been our theme at these conventions.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch more stuff that I struggle with. Like another thing too, I think is validity. Like I had mentioned it before. Is like I'm 4 years into this. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get apprentice. Like I was just thrown in the mix, and then like I had a fallout, you know, here and there and stuff like that. And you know, like the tattoo culture, like you've been tattooing 20 years. You went through some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you went through some shit.
Right.
I didn't. Like it was a little easier for us to get in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like the dudes we look up to is like we can't like some of y'all are cool with stuff, and every now and then some dudes got that old school mentality and stuff, and like it's like we're like little kids. Like, hey, look at me, you know?
Yeah.
And we that validity, like, am I a real artist or am I a real tattooer and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying?
Just from the standpoint of a veteran artist, basically.
Yeah. Like whether or not I belong or am I part of the crowd and stuff like that. Like that's one of those things that I struggled with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every now and then still come back. And then that big argument between, because like I like realism-based work, and then you know you got that argument of drawing. Like, oh, if you don't draw, if you trace it, this and that, and, you know. So it's like all these back and forth. You know what I'm saying? That all you gotta use is rotary, or it's got to be a coil, not a rotary, and all that stuff.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
so there's a lot of bias, and I don't know if there's a solution to it. I guess you just kind of like do what you do and close your ears to it. We get every kind of comment in the world on these videos and podcasts, and in the same podcast will strike two different people completely different ways, and someone will completely agree and someone will bash us, you know, and it's just you just take it for what it's worth, I guess. One common theme we've found whenever we've asking people what their struggles are is that a lot of people are struggling to identify with one style.
Yes.
You've talked about that you like realism, but you want to do some color work and you do some stylized work today. Do you feel pressured to like have a style?
I'll tell you what, man. It's not so much that I'm pressured to have a style. It's just that it seems like the social media thing is real big.
Yeah.
And the general population sees something like neo-traditionals coming back or came back, and it's like I wasn't versed in that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I'm back home cranking out, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to build a neo-traditional style, because that's what the people are asking for now, you know what I'm saying? It's a supply and demand. Right. So yeah, I believe that there is like a pressure to maybe follow your clientele, and then sometimes maybe someone put on their own, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like maybe because I hate to say this, but back when there was a certain reality show that they did nothing but black and gray portraits, I remember, man, that's when I first got, everybody was getting black and gray portraits. Man, I can't even give those things away for free now, dude. It was like, it's crazy, man. So, everybody wants color portraits now, or geometry, or geometry, whatever it is, watercolor or something. But I'm sorry, I hate that. That's the one style, like, man, I got my reasons, man.
Yeah. Well,
there's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's whatever it is. But I was curious because even 20 years in, I feel like people still come and be like, well, what kind of style do you work in? And back then, you did whatever. Like there was no style. You might have had some people that specialized, but if you worked in a regular shop in the mid-late 90s, you did whatever style there was to do. Like whatever came in the door, that's what style you did. And now you feel like you have to have an answer when someone says, well, what do you do stylistically? What do you work with? Right. You can't say everything because people are so good at specific styles that just makes you sound like I'm not good at anything. That's what kind of way it makes you sound. It's like, because I can't be Nico Hurtado and portraiture, and I can and Timmy B in New School and whatever. You know, I can't do everything like those guys do everything, or you know, like they specialize. So I was just curious how you felt about that. I was kind of surprised that that was such a common answer whenever when we would ask what people struggled with, but. Whether it was a 4-year tattooer or a 15-year tattooer, we heard a lot of like, trying to find a style, or trying to like identify with something and keep with it. That's what I struggle with. So what do you see going from here? You think you're gonna stay in Alabama, keep looking maybe to partner up with someone on a shop, or to try to get in with some people where you're.
You know what? I'm not gonna make an actual plan. I'm just gonna keep my eyes and ears open. You know what I'm saying? See what happens, man. Like just get out there and just learn as much as I can do. And man, I bug the shit out of people. Like I'll ask questions. I'll do all that, man. So I just plan on bugging the shit out of more people. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And see where it takes me.
And you're coming up in the right time because there's plenty of people online and at conventions to bug all the time. Ask all the questions that you want.
That's why, like, when I met you, dude, I was excited. Like, when I didn't even know you were going to be at Ink and Iron, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, man, because my buddy, Justin, he's actually in the booth next to me. And he's the one that told me about you guys, man. And when I started watching, I, like, religiously watched every episode.
Oh, sweet stuff. Man, that's awesome. I'm glad we didn't know when we started it which direction it was going to go. When we first had the idea, there were no video podcasts, and really I didn't even find any. I looked on iTunes, I couldn't even find an audio podcast.
Yeah.
Now I know there's the Tattoo Mentor, and I know Sullen does one, and a handful of people are doing audio podcasts now, but I didn't find any of those, so that's why we started it, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if anyone would listen at all, but it seems like we found a niche group of people that have
and you're giving back, like doing it free too, man.
Yeah,
like other people are taking. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to charge for your services or for teaching somebody, man. But giving back, I think that's a big part. Giving back, man. It's just like,
I think you have to, and especially when you have an industry that takes off like this, it can go south so quickly. In my opinion,
right.
Like you could end up with the wrong people influencing the way tattooing is going. You can end up, what we are ending up with is a lot of non-tattooers that are controlling the industry, which I think is pretty dangerous. And I think the more tattooers that can offer advice, the better. So
yeah, definitely, dude.
Cool, man. Well, man, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah,
Where do people at Ninja Gasca on Instagram?
No, actually, I'm trying to veer off of that one. Okay. You follow my shop page. It's maria.azul.gallery. It's hard. It's maria.azul.gallery.
Okay. What's making that change?
What's
just
that?
Like why are you changing?
Just to try to make the shop grow. You know what I'm saying? Just to help the name get out there, and that way bring the people in. So focus on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Cultivate your clientele. You go like that. So that's pretty much it, man.
Are you booking appointments at Instagram?
Yeah, I do. I book appointments with whatever, man. I book appointments at Walmart if you need to, man. Like you catch me, I'm eating a Subway sandwich, man. Write it on a napkin. Like let's do it, man. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to do it.
Man, it's good to finally sit down with you.
Hey, likewise,
thanks for having us out. Guys, check out his work. That's doing good work, and hit him up on Instagram if you're in the area. You traveling any place else soon?
Yeah, I'll be going back home to the Valley in Texas, the South Texas Fiesta.
South Texas Fiesta. When is that?
That is April 1st. I think 1st to the 3rd and stuff. Yeah, I'll be down there. I get an opportunity to work with Adam Everett again, so that's a great game. You met Adam?
I know his name. I don't think I have.
Fusion Ink. He's the maker of Fusion
Adam, yeah, from Fusion. Yeah, I think I have.
Man, that's a great dude, man. Yeah, so he's helping me out, so yeah.
Man, great. Yeah. Cool. All right, everybody, thank you guys. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Yep.